Okay, so first things first, I came to the spot I wanted to make this video and I forgot my drone. Luckily, this is really close to my house, so I'm just gonna drive back to my house and pick up my drone. Oops.
Let's see if I can do this in one take. The music's playing. It's gonna stop in a few seconds. Right now, it's me standing behind my truck talking about what I bought, or I didn't buy. So I know I talked about this during this unboxing. So I'm not sponsored by Goal Zero. The items I bought, I bought with reward points. So technically, I didn't pay for them, but I did pay for them with reward points. So just this full disclaimer there. So I got 2 boxes that I'm opening there. I just threw the box onto the back of my truck, and then I kind of started walking to the camera. I think I was checking to see if I was recording, which I was recording, but what I didn't realize was that there was no audio. So this microphone that I'm wearing was not connected to the transmitter. It was connected via Bluetooth to the other phone that was sitting in the back seat of my truck. So that's why there's no audio, and that's why I'm doing this voiceover after the fact. So I'm just talking about, I'm not really sure what I'm talking about at that point in time. Um, Talking about Carlos Goes Places and the need to be able to charge stuff up, I guess, is what I'm talking about, because the devices that I'm going to unbox, which I think you already figured out because the title uh, of the video says Goal Zero Unboxing. So in the small box, there's this Ultimate USB-C power bank, and so it is a 25,600 milliamp power bank, which I forgot to pull up the images that I'm going to be talking about. So yeah, first image, which already showed up, is this picture of the power bank. So, just talk about a little bit power bank. I mean, it is so I didn't know there was a max capacity that you could take on airplanes, which this device, this power bank, is the maximum capacity that you can take on an airplane safely. So that's good to know. It has a USB-C 100-watt max output, so you can charge something big like a laptop. And it does have a wireless charger on top, which um, is convenient, but so far, and so like I'll, to be honest, this is not really a just an unboxing. It's more of like kind of a review because I have been using these devices for a few weeks in the process of making this video. So in this video, you're seeing the solar panel outside on an overcast day, and it's not charging. Big surprise there. So after this, I did pack it up and take it inside, wiped everything off because, as far as I can tell, the power bank is not waterproof. I've looked all over the box. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't looked at the any of the documentation that it came with. But I am looking at the back of the box, which, I mean, it's in English and French. But like I said, it's the Sherpa 100 PD power bank. It's fourth generation. Um, like I said, it's the max capacity that you can take on a plane. And it has an LCD screen, color LCD screen. So it does show, what um, what's what it's doing, like, it's charging. So let me see, before I move on to the solar panel, which there's a couple of complaints about this. So before I move on to that, this says it has 95 watt hours of capacity, two USB-A ports, a USB-C PD port, which um, and wireless charging. So you can charge it. Says it takes 2 hours using a 65 watt USB-C charger that's not included. So that doesn't help me much. And then it could store, or it takes 18 to 16 hours on the 20-watt solar panel, which is, it says that included, but that's the other item that I received. So right here, I'm gonna talk a little bit because I put the solar panel out. And this was, I think this was the next day.
Let's see if I can get in the frame.
It does have that a little adjustable like kickstand, which is good, which is neat.
This solar panel has been here for yesterday. I put it out here around, well, I took it out and put it in the sun around 11 o'clock maybe. And then it was out here all day after I got here. And this morning I walked out, the sun was barely coming up. It was about 7:30 in the morning, and I put it out here, and so the sun's now kind of at the highest point. And let's see, it is now at 30%. It was at 18 when I put it out this morning. It's at 30% now. I'm getting 4 watts. I'm gonna see how long. Right now it is 12:30. I'm gonna adjust it a little because the sun kind of goes in that direction. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep turning this the rest of the afternoon, but I'm kind of keeping the actual power bank underneath it so it's in the shade. This morning there was a bunch of dew, and
the caveat that I set was that I wanted
so we'll see.
it charged to 100% via just solar power. So I have a couple of other videos and photos that I'm going to be showing, but just to talk about the panel a little bit, I'm sorry, before I talk about the panel, the complaint about the wireless charger on the power bank is that it's too low. It doesn't, so like on most iPhones, the camera lenses protrude. So if you set the phone, and I didn't take a picture to illustrate this, but if you take a phone and you set it on the wireless charger, if you have a case on it, it might or might not reach to make contact with the wireless charger because the wireless charger is flush um, with the rest of the body. So, anyways, that's I don't know how to get around that. Obviously, um, that kind of limits the usefulness of the wireless charger. But so now talking about the Nomad 20 solar panel. So it's a 20-watt panel, which I'm trying to correlate what the 20 watt means. So when I plug it into this Sherpa power bank, the most it'll go up to is 40 watts. It's pulling in 4 watts. 4 watts on a very bright and sunny day.
4:40 p.m. and this thing is at 39.
4:40
We're
p.m.
getting 1 watt.
And this thing is at 39%. And I'm getting 1 watt.
Yeah, some great camera work there. I dropped the phone into the grass.
What?
So one of the things I noticed, the power bank came with a USB-C to USB-C cable. So that was when I was unboxing, that's kind of what I ran into because I couldn't plug the solar panel because the solar panel says it has a USB port, so you can charge, small to medium devices, including phones, tablets, power banks, and more. But it's a USB-A, so just out of the box with these two devices that are made by the same company, they don't work. You need to have another cable, which I mean, most people have cables. I'm like rolling around in the frame. But that's besides the point. You should be able to, you know, if I was somewhere and I had these two devices and I didn't have any other cables, I wouldn't have been able to do anything, because the power bank doesn't have an 8 mm port. So I happen to have another power bank that I bought and I think I plugged my uh, solar eclipse video, and I'll put a link to that. It's on the YouTube channel, and I have content on my Instagram and stuff from those days. But I have a lot more content that I need to put together, and then there's another video coming up. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea.
Today is Sunday, September
Wearing my crop.
21st, I believe. And we are at 3 watts, 75%. The last couple of days, I forgot to set this out. Yesterday would have been perfect because it was sunny all day, but still trying to get to 100%.
So yeah, so obviously it took me. I mean, now this is I'm into October 2nd. This is like the last day that I'm gonna edit this video, and I'm doing this last voiceover. Um, I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'll put in a clip of that when I'm going over the last part. But with that 8 mm port, 8 mm cable connection. Oh, excuse me. You can plug in to here it says a Yeti 200X, Yeti 500X. The other device that I have is I don't know what brand it is, but it does have an 8 mm port. I plugged it in today and it did work. It started charging, so that's good. I haven't done a lot of testing on how long it takes to charge that thing up, but it's about the size like a small lunchbox or something. Maybe I'll see if I can fit a picture in here. That's just a picture of the power bank. But yeah, I mean the solar panel. I mean it's good. because the cable's integrated, so you won't lose the 8mm cable. Again, it has a USB-A port on it, so you can use a USB-A cable with a USB-C on the other end, or if you have an older iPhone, that cable will plug into the USB port. So it is, very handy to have a USB port, but it doesn't come with a cable. And then the power bank comes with a USB-C cable. So again, just one of those things. So it is cool that the cable wraps around a couple of little brackets or whatever on the back, so you can roll a cable, wind the cable up there, and then there's an 8mm like female or port that you can plug the the male 8mm plug into, so it's not dangling around. So that's cool. It's nice and neat. And like I said, the kickstand comes in handy. I was experimenting with different angles when the sun is low and when it's high, and trying to match the try to match. I keep forgetting to look at the camera, which um, making sure that the solar panel is lined up with the sun, which I think that helps. I'm not sure. So, um, I think that's all I can remember that I kind of talked about. Um, this is, stuff that I want to use to charge up like my drone batteries, camera batteries, microphone batteries, whenever I'm out in the field, taking photos or videos with the drone. That's, the whole reason why I decided to, just pick up a small, solar panel. Eventually, I do want to, invest more in solar and get some larger panels and larger power banks to store more power, especially if I decide to go like boondocking. I do have an RV that I can pull with my truck, but I plan to kind of outfit my truck in a overland way. So this will help with that.
I don't know if I was recording earlier.
I mean, I don't know if I was recording audio earlier because this thing was paired via Bluetooth. So I might have to do a voiceover for my little unboxing there. Because I don't know if it was connected to via Bluetooth to my other phone. Okay, so let me that's the FedEx plant, right? I see the river. I'm at 2%.
Max altitude reached.
I guess maybe do a droney. They're not master shots. phone. Let's see. My transmitting mic one's connected and I'm transmitting. And the tripod survived. My truck survived. I wasn't planning that shot. It just came to me spur of the moment. The drone probably caught it because I was doing a droney, and I was like, you know what? Let me do a droney, and then I'm gonna drive off in the truck. But I had the solar panel and power bank still on the bed of the truck on the tailgate. So, anyways, I am wrapping up. I was just trying to do some extra shots to close out the video, but my monopod is a little dirty, but survived. Feet are good. Yep, so that's how you learn.